Hello brothers and welcome back to another video. So today we're going to be talking about that glorious new Codex Space Marines and of course the even more glorious Codex Supplement for the Space Marine chapters. Apparently it's just first found in chapters and it will cover the successor chapters, but let's jump in and let's have a nice little talk about it because my hype is boiling over and I need to contain it because I think this is going to be one of the best things that has ever happened to Space Marines on the tabletop. So we all expected Codex Space Marine to come out. I think everyone was in the same mindset because we've had all the Vanguard Marines, we have all the new vehicles like the Executioner, and of course with like the new Dreadnoughts and stuff that got previewed, we definitely thought that there is definitely, you know, a new Codex coming out. But what we did think is that they're going to be expansions, Codex Supplements attached to the Space Marine Codex. So right, for people who are a bit lost at the moment, let me just explain what GW says on their blurb of text about this. It says the Space Marines are set to receive a new codex, of course. Not just any codex, mind, but the best codex that we've ever made, a tomb worthy of Rebooter Gilliman himself. First of all the datasheets included in this book will be available to all first founding chapters and their successors, which every Space Marine chapter that hold your allegiance, you'll be able to use the full spectrum of units available to the ADEPTUS starters, even if you're a Blood Angel, Space Wolf, or Dark Angel player. So first things first, that is massive. So the Blood Angels couldn't use some certain units, the Space Wolves couldn't use certain units, Dark Angel players couldn't use certain units. Now they're basically, everyone can use everything. On the lore side, I don't know how that's going to work because we know that, you know, the Raven Wing and stuff, they have some kind of, you know, the land speeders they have. That means Blood Angels can use them now, Space Wolves can use them, Imperial Fists can use them. I'm not sure how that's going to work out, but all in all, you guys are going to be getting more stuff added to your arsenal, which means you can deploy more stuff, which means you can purge more, take more stuff to the tabletop. So hopefully that is going to be good and balanced and stuff like that when it comes and to the tabletop, and you can, you know, fight it out and do all that kind of awesome stuff. Now, the next thing of the Codex Supplements is what really blew me away. It really, really did blow me away. Now, the blurb text that follows this, and it says, to suggest that an Imperial Fist and a White Scarf fight the same way is nearly heresy. And the new Codex Supplements really lean into distinct identities of each chapter to ensure they work on the tabletop the way they do in the lore. Codex Space Marines, which is the main big book, has everything you need to play an army of gene-enhanced super soldiers. So basically, if you just want to play some plain guys, you know, Codex Space Marine is for you. But if you want to go down like the Imperial Fist route, if you want to go down the Ultramarine route, the White Scar route, the Salamander route, hopefully, then these Codex Supplements are going to be your choice of book to take to events, which, well, personally, I think that's how it's got to work. I'm sure, like, there's got to have certain stuff in the Codex Space Marines you can use as well as, you know, using your Codex Supplement book as well. Do you know like what they basically have now with, like, Vigilus campaign books, and you also have, you know, the main Space Marine Codex? I think it's just got to work like that. First things first, this is absolutely tremendous, brilliant, awesome news. For one simple fact, that it will give me more options to play my army when I come to deploy them on the tabletop. At the moment, the really only thing that separates me from everyone else on the tabletop playing Space Marines is that I just ignore cover. That is my trap to chase. I get to ignore cover. Hopefully that does come over to the Codex Supplement because it is an awesome trait. But that's basically it. That's a start and end. Now with these Codex Supplements, it's basically saying this whole book is designed in a different playstyle. This will separate you on the tabletop from other Space Marine players playing White Scars and, you know, Salamanders, Raven Guard, Ultramarines. You guys are going to have your own set of warfare that hopefully you will love. So, you know, if, for example, Imperial Fist, I'm expecting like a lot of siege, destruction to buildings, maybe fortifying, you know, using cover, all that kind of stuff. You know, when it comes to the relics and stuff, I'm hoping for, you know, also bombardments, maybe you know, deploying fortification. I don't know. There's really so much stuff we can go down in all these books. You know, salamanders using flames and fires and all that kind of amazing things you can think of. Now, one other thing about these is that they're also going to include chapters, successor chapters to your chapter. So, for example, again, we'll go with Imperial Fist because the Imperial Fist are my homeboys, of course. So, in the Codex supplement for Imperial Fist, when that does come, then that means hopefully I'll have rules for Black Templars, I'll have rules for Crimson Fist, I'll have rules for, really, fingers crossed for this, Executioners, because I love my Executioners, Excoriators, but you know, the big chapters that we all associate with, like Second Founding, and, you know, like, the ones really out there. I'm sure Black Templars are going to be at the top of everyone's list, so hopefully it'll go into more lore, more chapter relics for those guys, more chapter tactics, maybe it'll even have rules in there for Primaris, which will differ from the general Primaris stuff. So, for example, maybe Codex Supplement Imperial Fist will have Sword Brethren Primaris in there. I know, how awesome would that be? That is one thing we're missing at the Primaris range at the moment, is having the full-on melee aspect. I know you can argue about the Reavers and stuff like that, but I'm on about, like, full-on power swords, storm shields, lightning claws, thunder hammers. Maybe some of these codexes will go down that road where certain squads can be deployed with that, because that is how they act, that is how they deploy when they're actually on the battlefield. So I'm super looking forward to see what we get in these Codex supplements. I'm really, really excited. Fingers crossed that will be full of awesome stuff. So, as I mentioned at the start of the video, the Codex supplements are going to be based on the first founding chapters. Now, we know the first Codex supplement is, of course, the Ultramarines, because you see in the picture here, but also in the trailer, they've shown off Codex supplement for the White Scars. Now, there is a bit of controversy about the White Scars supplement already, because people are saying, well, how's that got to work with the White Scars and Primaris, because we don't really have Primaris bikers at the moment and all that kind of stuff. This little image here, what you're seeing now, may be a hint to Primaris. This is from the Conquest magazines, and it shows Primaris, well, it shows Primaris artwork anyway, on bikes. I'm not sure if they got confused and they just drew Primaris on, like, the normal Space Marine bikes. They, if you've been following this series, they basically made a new chapter called the Silver Templars, which are all Primaris, and they gave them Land Raiders and stuff like that, which makes no sense, because they can't probably get in Land Raiders because how big and bulky they are. So maybe this is just, again, just not knowing what the hell's going on, and they don't really know the lore and stuff like that. Maybe this is what we're seeing with this, but I personally would love to see Primaris bikers. I think Primaris bikers would be amazing, but I would hate them to have wheels. If they do come, they have to be hover bikers. They have to go with the design of the Primaris range, which is all hover tech. It's no point in having all these awesome, like, hover tanks, hover transports, the super heavy the Astraeus, the super heavy hover tank, and then all of a sudden you get some bikes which all have wheels and stuff. It would really take away from the design element of the Primaris. Now, of course, the question is, do they have time to do that? Is that something that's going to be revealed later on? Is this another big thing to see? Personally, I just can't see it. So this is some of the things that are worrying me about the Codex supplements at the moment. Are they going to have the stuff dedicated to the chapters that we find them with? Because at the end of the day, for example, the new Primaris Khan model, if he can't go on a bike, because he's actually on foot now, he used to be on a bike. If he can't, like, have rules to, like, be on a bike, or maybe get a model attached to be the bike, how White Scars is that? These guys live for speed. They live for the hunt. They live for this kind of need for speed. And if you got to have, like, the head honcho on foot, that really takes a lot of character away from the Primaris. So hopefully we'll get a bit more information on how they're going to handle these Codex supplements, and how it's all going to go down very, very soon. Because, again, these could be the absolutely best things that has ever happened to the Space Marine range, but if they mess it up, then it will be some of the worst things that's ever happened to the Space Marine range. So fingers crossed they get this right and they knock the nail on the head. Now, more things to discuss. There's so much things to discuss about all these new Codex supplements coming out and stuff like that. I personally think, well, I know that each Codex supplement that comes out, so for example, the Space Marine White Scars one, which we've just been discussing, these guys will be getting, of course, a Primaris character to go with them, which is the new car model, but also they're going to be getting a upgrade kit as well. And the reason why I know they're going to be getting an upgrade kit is because of this image, well, these images right here. First thing, you see the Khan in his new glorious Primaris format leading his White Scars, but just look at the White Scar pauldrons. Those are not Forge World pauldrons where you can only get White Scar stuff from at the moment. Those are brand new Primaris White Scar pauldrons, much like what we had with the Imperial Fist upgrade box set. I think each chapter, when they receive their Codex supplement, will receive a Primaris character from that range, and also they would receive an upgrade kit to go with that. So you can expand it and make the Force look prettier rather than just painting them, you know, all white and having no awesome shoulder pads and stuff like that. So I think GW are going to be releasing a lot of model content for each of the Codex supplements that eventually hit the shelves. Sorry, I forgot to include the other image, which more or less confirms this, is this White Scar basically having his White Scar chainsword, like in the White Scar fashion. How awesome does that look? So again, that is more evidence that these guys are going to be getting upgrade kits, weapons, shoulder pads, hopefully more heads. I actually think the head on that character is also a White Scar head, because I think he's got like a little bit of a pigtail to the side of his head. Well, maybe I'm wrong, but because the image is a bit blurry, I could be wrong, but I personally think that's a new a Primaris White Scar head. So hopefully not just only armor bits, weapon bits, and also visual bits as well, like heads and plumes and, you know, tabards, hopefully, and all that kind of awesome stuff. And also decals. Don't forget, decals are a massive thing. A lot of us just want new decals for our units. The Imperial Fist upgrade set got amazing decals, but the thing is, you can only get them in that bloody box set, and that box set is not sold anymore, or it's really expensive to buy on eBay, on Amazon, or, you know, some of the trading sites and stuff like that. So hopefully when the Codex supplements do hit and we get all these, like, you know, cool shoulder pads and heads and stuff like that, also they will release all the transfers to go with them. So I would love more Imperial Fist transfers. You know, hope the Salamanders get them, the Raven Guard, you know, everyone, the Iron Hands and stuff. Hopefully all you guys get all the awesome stuff to go with your chapters as well. Now, on the subject of Primaris characters being upgraded, because we've seen it now, I am going to do another video tomorrow about the whole what does this mean for the normal Marine and stuff. We'll go more in depth for that, but at the moment I just want to discuss Primaris characters appearing with their Codex supplement books. So for example, again, we have the Khan with his White Scar Codex supplement. We have Tigurius, sorry, I always pronounce his name wrong or badly or whatever, for the Ultramarine one. Now, what could we have for, let's say, the Imperial Fist one? So the Imperial Fist, let's say Lysander, is that probably a good choice? Lysander's going to get the Primaris treatment. Could they go down another route and, you know, do Black Templars instead? Because again, as mentioned, Codex supplements will include second founding chapters, so maybe they can do Primaris Grimaldis, Primaris Helbrecht. They've got a couple of options for the Imperial Fist boys. You can, you know, Pedro for the Crimson Fist, maybe Primaris him. For the Salamanders, the only one I can think of is Vulcan Hestan. At the moment, maybe Primaris him. If we go down and we do, who's left? The Iron Hands, it's probably going to be the Iron Father that was previewed a couple of days ago. Sorry, not a couple of days ago, a couple of weeks ago now. Remember, we've seen nothing of him, so maybe he's attached to that coming out. When it comes to the Raven Guard, I'm trying to think. Who could they go for the Raven Guard? What's their chapter master called? I always forget his name. But probably their chapter master. Maybe that is a really good base. It seems like all the characters they're given are like top tier characters. Like, it's not just like a captain. It's like, you know, the leader of the White Scars. You know, the leader of the Ultramarine when it comes to the Librarius. Well, basically the chapter master did upgrade himself anyway, Calgar and stuff. But, you know, now we have another top tier character upgrading himself for the Ultramarines. So yeah, there's a lot of things to discuss about this, and I'm hoping for the best, because at the moment I would love a dedicated Imperial Fist Primaris character. I know I can kit bash my own and stuff like that, but I think it'd be amazing to have one officially from the lore. And if it is Lysander, I'm not really a fan of Lysander. I know, what is this? Farrak, you're not a fan of Lysander? He is a badass, but he seems too headstrong for me. Well, that is all Imperial Fist, but he doesn't think like an Imperial Fist, let's say, which is kind of heretical, let's say. But yeah, there's so many options they can go down, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll be seeing them very, very soon. Alright, that is me done for another video. This is probably some of the biggest news of the evening, from this article, let's say, because the evening is fully over now. I'm just recording just all the hype I can at the moment because I'm just so excited. There's so much awesome things to talk about. I think this week is just going to be talking about this article because there's just so much awesomeness just to go into and just lose myself in. It's incredible. This is probably one of the best articles I've had from the Warhammer community. It's one of the best teases or previews they've done. I think it's absolutely fantastic. Right, that is enough from me. I hope you've enjoyed my video. I shall see you all very, very soon. Let me know what you think about the Codex supplements down below, what you're looking forward to the most, what you're scared about them. Leave all that and we can have a nice little chat as always down there. Thank you for coming, thank you for watching. I'll see you all very, very soon. Have a nice night and bye bye.